If you're looking to learn more about Creve Coeur, you came to the right place. It is a beautiful suburb of St. Louis in the middle of St. Louis County. So Creve Coeur is located right in between Ladue and Chesterfield, and in a lot of ways, I would say it's kind of a mix of the two. You're not as far west as Chesterfield. Ladue's kind of small, Creve Coeur is bigger, has more stuff going on, but not as big and busy as Chesterfield. Ladue tends to have older homes, and Creve Coeur has some of that too, but Chesterfield has a bunch of new stuff happening and new development. Creve Coeur has some stuff, but not as much. So it's kind of, if you picture Chesterfield and Ladue as different ends of the spectrum, Creve Coeur is kind of in the middle. So let's talk all about it. Hey, welcome to the Living St. Louis channel. My name's Jacob. And by the way, if you're moving to Creve Coeur or somewhere else in St. Louis, if you want some help buying a house, buying a condo, relocating, my team and I are practicing real estate agents. Send us an email, send us a text, whatever works for you. We'd love to help you with that process. Now, enough of that, getting right to the video. So I'm gonna talk about the layout of Creve Coeur and some stuff you have going on, and then I'm gonna talk about a couple new developments, and then talk about the housing and different neighborhoods you will see. So if you look at Creve Coeur on the map, basically all the way up north, you have Olive Boulevard. So on the northern edge, that is the busy commercial area. There is a ton of stuff going on. A lot of people moving to Creve Coeur work somewhere in that area. There are a bunch of medical buildings and offices. There's a bunch of companies across all industries in Creve Coeur. A lot of people in medicine between the hospitals and a bunch of medical buildings, dental offices. There's a ton of stuff there, but I mean, you have a bunch of corporate office space, car dealerships, agriculture, and biotech is huge in Creve Coeur because Monsanto, before they sold to Bayer, had their global headquarters here, and they are doing a ton of stuff with 39 North, which is this huge biotech district in Creve Coeur. So if you're curious about that, check out the other video I have on that because it is a pretty cool development. But my point is there is a lot of commercial space in Creve Coeur, and that is what brings a lot of people to the area for work. It's basically like a downtown Creve Coeur, to be honest with you, but no one says that. It's like downtown Kirkwood, downtown Clayton. That's a thing you'll hear people say. Downtown Chesterfield, not so much, but there's a new development that might change that. Downtown Creve Coeur isn't really a thing, but if it were a thing, it would be that whole area along Olive Boulevard. And then basically north of Olive is just a bunch of different neighborhoods throughout Creve Coeur. So you'll see a lot of these neighborhoods, mature trees, beautiful homes. You'll see some of the older historic brick homes and then some newer custom built neighborhoods throughout Creve Coeur. And right through the middle of Creve Coeur, you have 270, and along the southern edge of Creve Coeur, you have 64. So those are your two major highways in the area. Whether you're going north-south or 6440 is going to be your main artery through St. Louis into the city. Out west towards Chesterfield, St. Charles County. So those are the two major ways you get around in Creve Coeur. If you're someone in finance, First Bank is opening a $40 million campus in Creve Coeur that's set to open in 2024. They're one of the top 10 biggest banks in St. Louis. There's 39 North, which I just mentioned. That's kind of a 10-year horizon for a bunch of different developments between housing, retail, office space, and research facilities. And then we also have a proposal right now to build kind of a town center plaza right next to Ballas and Olive Boulevard. Now, this isn't confirmed yet. They're still getting approval, but if it goes through, the plan is to build an apartment building, office space, retail, hotel, and kind of turn it into this town center in the middle of Creve Coeur. Because that's the thing, Creve Coeur has a pretty big commercial district up along Olive, but there isn't really like a town center or like a town plaza for Creve Coeur. It's just kind of all spread out along Olive. So supposedly this would change that if it gets approved and make more of a central plaza in Creve Coeur. The plan would be for 9 different buildings, including an apartment complex, hotel, retail space, office space, 2 parking garages, and a park right there in Creve Coeur Plaza, which is the name of this development. Downtown Creve Coeur if you want. I'm trying to make that a thing, but if you say that, no one's gonna know what you're talking about in St. Louis. Okay, talking about the housing options and pricing in Creve Coeur. So Creve Coeur definitely has a mix between apartment complexes, condo associations, and a lot of neighborhoods with your standard houses. Anything from apartments to condos in Creve Coeur is going to be mostly up along Olive Boulevard. I mean, if you're looking for a condo, you can get a condo in Creve Coeur between usually $100,000 and $300,000. So that'll be on the lower end of pricing. And then if you're looking for a home in Creve Coeur, it really ranges from the 400s and 500s all the way up to $3 million. What you'll see a lot of are these, older kind of mature neighborhoods with, your ranch or your split level, and those will be in the 400s, 500s, 600s. And then you see a lot of these infill neighborhoods in Creve Coeur too, because you have these older neighborhoods, but people will buy up the lots and then go in with a custom new build, and that's where you see some of these bigger homes that will go from $1 to $3 million. There also are some newer built communities in Creve Coeur, so there's not as much new construction as Chesterfield. That's why I said it's kind of in between Ladue and Chesterfield. More development than Ladue, not as much as Chesterfield. If you want something newer built, Belle Maison was a newer built subdivision a couple years back. The Belle Rive Estates, right next to Belle Rive Country Club, another newer built subdivision. And then you'll see some of these smaller neighborhoods with newer built houses and villas. McKelvey actually has a new community going in called Dover Estates, I'm not sure how to say it, but those will be starting from the 800,000s up along Mason Road. So whether you're looking for an older home, fixer-upper, you'll find that on the lower end of price. And if you want something newer, more custom built and modern, you'll find that in Creve Coeur too. And a lot of these homes, like I said, they've got nice backyards. If you're looking for an acre, you can definitely find that. Pool in the backyard, the whole package. There are a bunch of different neighborhoods across all price points in Creve Coeur. The median over the last 6 months is coming in right around $775 in Creve Coeur, so upper 700s is usually the median home price. Chesterfield is not going to be as expensive. You'll get more bang for your buck there. But Creve Coeur is pricier, not as expensive as Ladue. So where Ladue is definitely one of the top 3 most expensive parts of St. Louis, Creve Coeur isn't that bad, but it definitely is still up there being higher end with the pricing. Speaking of Ladue, you will have Ladue schools for part of the neighborhoods in Creve Coeur. So basically all the way up until Mosley, you're going to have Ladue schools in Creve Coeur. Anything west of Mosley is going to be Parkway North schools. So on the Ladue side, you will see more Ladue prices because the homes there will definitely sell for a premium. I mean, Ladue always ranks within the top 1 or 2 school districts, right up there with Clayton. They go back and forth. And outside of the commercial stuff, there's a bunch of stuff to do. I mean, you have parks, golf courses. Belle Rive Country Club is right there in Creve Coeur. Shopping, everything you're going to need is going to be along Olive Boulevard, whether you got errands to run, groceries, supplies, a lot of stuff. Creve Coeur Lake is a beautiful, phenomenal park. Technically not in Creve Coeur. It is in Maryland Heights, just up the road, but it is beautiful. I mean, if it's a sunny day on the weekend, go take the kids or the dog for a walk in Creve Coeur Lake. Like, it is beautiful. You got miles of walking trails. You can rent a paddle boat or paddleboard during the summer. You do have a sandy strip next to the parking lots, so it kind of looks like a beach, but people don't go swimming there. It's more for the rowing club, or if you want to rent a paddle boat or paddleboard. That's more so what people do at Creve Coeur Lake. And if you're living in Creve Coeur, great choice. It is central. There's a lot of stuff going on nearby, and it's a beautiful area with a lot of stuff to do. So again, if you're moving to Creve Coeur or somewhere else in St. Louis, just holler at us, send over an email, send a text, whatever works for you. We'd love to help you with that. My team and I love hearing from you guys who watch the videos. Aside from that, thank you for watching. I appreciate it, and I will see you in the next video right here on the Living St. Louis channel.